Hello and welcome to another video on YouTube channel of tutorialspedia.com. In this TIBCO BW5 Java Method tutorial, I'm going to explain how we can invoke methods from a jar file and how we can use Java palette activities to convert from XML to from Java object to XML using BW5. So here is the detail of what we are going to cover in this video tutorial. For this video tutorial, we need a couple of classes to be implemented and exported into a jar file. This I have already done using Eclipse IDE. I will show you the Java classes that for a user management scenario I implemented in Eclipse. And then we will take the jar file and import it into our BW project using the alias library. And then I will explain how we can use different palette activities from the Java palette. Specifically, we will be using Java method activity to call a method from the jar file. And I will use another activity to convert from the Java object to the XML using Java to XML activity from the Java palette. And I will show you that how we can utilize the power of BW specifically for the Java palette, where we can extend the functionality of the available BW palettes by utilizing the custom Java code. So without further ado, let's move into the implementation part. First, let me explain the Java classes that we are going to use for this tutorial. I have made sure that things are kept very simple, so I did not implement any complex scenarios. Rather, a very simple type of user manager class has been created. Uh, as you will be using these Java methods from the TIBCO BW. So there are certain conditions for any Java class to be made part of a jar and used in TIBCO BW. So those conditions need to be met. The first important condition is that the class should be public class and it should be implementing serializable interface. So make sure that you are implementing serializable interface in the classes. Only then these classes can be used after importing the jar in your TIBCO BW project. And the second important thing is that the methods which you can use from TIBCO BW should be static methods. So public static methods can be used. So what I have done here is that I have created this class user manager, which is implementing the serializable interface. And we have two public static methods for this class. One to get user rank based on the input, which is salary double value. So simple logic I have implemented here is that if salary is greater than 100, I'm returning the rank as high. Otherwise, I'm returning the rank as low. So this is for a method which is returning a string. But I have implemented another scenario here where we are returning a user object. So this get user info, this method is expecting user ID as an input. So based on user ID, to keep it simple, what I do is that if the user ID is an even, I'm returning a different object. And if user ID is odd, then I'm returning a different object. So for this purpose, I'm using this user class. So user class is here, as you can see, this user class is also implementing serializable, and this class is nothing but just containing only five variables: user ID, first name, middle name, last name, and salary. So the object of user class will be having these attributes. So there are getters and setters for all these elements. So what I do here in the user manager class is that I create the object of this user class, and then I return that object from this method. So the simple scenario we implemented here. Now I'm going to show you that how we can use it from TIBCO BW. I have already extracted, I have already exported the jar file. But just to show you how we can export a jar file from our from Eclipse IDE. Like this, user management is the project. So you just need to right click, you go to export, and here you choose from the Java jar file, and then you go next, and then you select that which classes you want to export. So I selected both classes, and here you specify the name of the jar file. Since I have already exported, so I will not export it again. So what I will do is that I will now jump to the TIBCO designer, and I will show you that how we can use this jar file and invoke the methods. So I have already created a project in TIBCO BW5 designer with the name Java example. So what I'm going to do in the real scenarios, you create proper folder structure, and you make sure that all your processes, all your shared resources and variables and everything is saved with the proper hierarchy and with proper utilization of the folder structure. But here I'm not going to create proper folder structure. Rather, I'm going to put everything in the main folder. So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to first add a alias library by going to general palette, and I will choose alias library. So in this alias library, if you go to alias tab, here you are going to add the jar file. So I will click on this plus button. So my jar file is in C drive. So I will go to C drive, and I will go to test folder where my jar file, and you can see here user management.jar is there. So I will just open and select it. So you see that it's showing user management.jar1. The reason is that maybe it was already there in my aliases. So I'll go to preferences, file aliases. As you can see, it was from another path, it was there. So let me delete that. Okay. So now I have the jar file already added. What I'm going to do is that now I'm going to create a simple process that's going to invoke the methods from this jar file. So I will right click, add. I will go to process, and I will add a new process. And let me name this process as Java example. Okay, so in this process, first I want to invoke the method to get the rank. So for that purpose, I will go to Java palette, and I will choose Java method activity. Let me connect it to the start activity. And what I want is that I want to call the method based on the jar file that we added into the alias library. So for that purpose, I will click on this binocular in front of library, and I will choose the library that I want to use. Now I will use this option to choose the class. So if you see the classes, you can see a C test user management.jar. This jar file is already showing in the list of available jars. So from this, now we see the list of classes that we have available within this jar. Basically, we have two classes, user and we have user manager. User is just a pojo, and user manager is containing different methods that we can use. So from the user manager, we are going to use this get user rank. So you can see double is the parameter type for this. So we select it, and let me change the name of this activity to get rank. You can name it anything as you want. And now in the input tab, I'm going to specify the parameters. So let's specify the parameter as 55 as an example, because we added the logic that if this rank value is less than 33, sorry, it's not, it's the salary. So if salary value is less than greater than 100, we are going to get the rank as high, otherwise low. So for now I will put 55 so that I receive the rank as low. Okay, so what I want to do, I don't want to call the second method here before I test it. So let's test this first scenario, and I'm going to use the tester tab and just load the class. You can see that the activity has been invoked successfully. So if we go to the output, we see that we receive the method return value as low. So in this way, we successfully called the method from the jar file. Now I change the input to 155. So we should be receiving the response as high. So the return parameter for the rank should be high. So you can see that in the output, we received high. So this is how we call the first method, which is a simple method, which is returning a string. Now we want to call the second method, which is going to return us an object, the object of user class. So for that purpose, again, I will go to Java, and I will call Java, use this Java method activity. But here in this Java method activity, let me first change the name of this activity to get user. Okay, and I will choose the library same way, and then I will choose the class exactly same way, user management.jar. Then from the user manager, I will choose the uh, method that I want to call. So I want to call this get user info, which is expecting an integer user ID as an input, and it will return us user object. So let me apply, and then I will go to the input, and I'm going to pass parameter as let's pass 23, which is odd, because the logic that we implemented is checking based on the even and odd inputs. So we will try both way. Now, if we see the output of this uh, get user object Java method activity is an object. So we cannot use the object directly in our TIBCO process unless we change it to an XML. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to add another activity from the Java palette, which is Java to XML. So this Java to XML activity will get as an input Java object, and it will, with based on the configured class, it will convert that object into an XML. So now I will do that required configuration. First, I will go for library. I will choose the same alias library, and then I'm going to choose the class from the same jar. Now I will choose the user class, because we know that the method that we are going to call in a Java method is going to return us an object of user class. So we want to specify here user class. Now I go to the input, and here I'm going to map the output of the get user object activity as an input to this Java to XML activity. So if you go to the output, you can see that the possible or expected output is a user. So XML will be like this. We will have user. Within user, we will have first name, last name, middle name, salary, and user ID. Okay, so now what we are going to do is that we are going to run this. Uh, process, and let's see. Get rank, as we already saw, that it's returning us one string as an output, which is high whenever we are passing input greater than 100. And get user object, you can see in the output we saw we received object. So we are not able to read anything from here unless we change it to XML. So in Java to XML, in the input we are passing the same object, but if we go to the output, you can see that now we have an object in the XML format. So we have all the information for the user with the first name David, last name Mick, and middle name as Richard, and salary is 400. Now, if we change the input to an even number like 22, then we should be receiving a different object as an output. So let's try it again. Now, if you see Java to XML and output, you see now the object is different. The user we received now is first name Ajmal, last name is Abbasi, middle name is Hussein, salary 325.5, and user ID is 22. So this is how we received a different object based on the provided input. So that's it from this video. I hope that the information that I provided you through this video is helpful. If you have any questions, feel free to write in the comment section. And again, please don't forget to subscribe to the channel and press the bell icon. Thank you very much.